Hello and welcome to the third bonus video for the Wind and the Willows reviews for the fifth series, otherwise known as Oh Mr. Toad. So 4 weeks have gone by, hard to believe, and we're into episode 3 of the fifth series, and this is the Compleat Bungler. So let's get started. I'm just going to play it right now. Okay, so this episode is, I would say it's one of my favourites from Series 5, and a really fine episode directed by Francis Fove, who I've said before has kicked my career off, employed me on Little Robots back in the good old days. So yeah, this episode sees Toad try his hand at fishing, and of course, as we can already predict, very much failing at fishing. There's some great animation in this episode, some great action. Weasel's got some comedy in there, and it's very lush. It's got a beautiful look, this episode. Really nice riverbank scenes. Some of the pacing probably a bit iffy in places. It takes a while in places, which I find to be the case in a lot of these Series 5 episodes, or maybe it's just me. Something about the pacing of the whole of Series 5 seems somewhat slower than some of the earlier episodes. But yeah, maybe that's just me. But here we are, opening as always on in Toad's bedroom. Toad reading through his diary. And here's Toad being Toad as always, helping himself to lots of cake. And it's a nice calm opening, and again a lot of the Series 5 episodes do start like this, very calm. Obviously, of course, because it's Oh Mr. Toad, every episode is centred around Toad, so we eventually get into whatever the craze is that he's obsessed with in that particular one. Quite nice delaying seeing Mole somehow, even though we're in his home. And we're referencing Oberon Mole here, which I think is the only time he is referenced in Series 5. We've seen Oberon Mole in the previous episodes throughout the series. I haven't reviewed one with him yet. We'll get there, of course. It's Mole's cousin. Now, I don't know if you see there, right at the bottom of the screen there, you can see like a little line, a trail. That's actually where the set joins. They've cleverly kind of disguised that join by making it look as if it's kind of almost mother's being dug up. And after all, Mole was dug out this home of his. But it's actually where the set actually joined, or it's literally the edge of the set. These days you do a plate, and if you can't reach puppets, you'd actually take a section of the set out while you're animating and then shoot a plate and put that section back in. Of course, that's used to replace the gap there for the whole shot. But in these days, of course, because it's on film, yeah, I say it was a join, but I think it's actually the edge, literally the edge of the set. Sometimes things like that hide wires, it might be some lighting or whatever. Now Badger, as he does often, he's building towards making fun of Toad here, and he's making Toad believe that he's totally on his side, and then of course he nice pantomime there, Toad actually doing fish, and then he realises what Badger says. There it is. Now Francis Fove, I should just have a look at my list here. He had kind of a new team of animators by this point. He had Andrea Lord, of course. Andrea been on the Wind and the Willows since the very beginning, but also Stuart Sutcliffe, who I mentioned, where he actually animated the last couple of episodes that I reviewed from Series 5. And Stuart has commented on here at one point, so Stuart, if you're there, please do maybe share your memories of this one, if you remember working on this. I love it. I think it's a Great fun episode. Now I mentioned before where we see the reverse angle of Toad Hall, and it's totally different to what we see here. So this fountain, this huge fountain, was I think only in place for Series 5. So I just redesigned it. And that's Badger's fishing outfit, which exists today. Was actually on display in one of the museums in Manchester for many years. I can't remember which one now. In central Manchester. This is Toad being really rude. I mean, he's kind of, he has got nasty streaks, but this is him being particularly nasty. Totally selfish. You know, Badger's showed up. He's got all the gear. He's there early in the morning, and Toad just dismisses him completely. Doesn't even invite him in for a drink or anything. Just doesn't say thank you anyway. Or maybe he does actually, but he's just. Oh, he does say thank you. There we go. So, but it's still very rude. Look, unbelievable. So we can see the weasel here, the henchman. He's obviously going to report back to the chief. And sure enough, here we are, the weasel's den. I like the light in there. You know, you've got a very dark space, and yet you've got the light coming through from outside. Very carefully lit, obviously, so we can see the characters clearly. Sawdust brains. Just one of the many names the chief has for his henchmen. So it's got a certain look to it. The animation, you know, it's a different, not a different style, as I would say, but it's slightly different feel to it. I mean, it's got, and I don't know if this is Stuart Sutcliffe or Andrew Lord doing any of it. So, lovely shot this, you know, going from the water. So, right the way through the Wind in the Willows, they did use water, of course. Big part of the Wind in the Willows, of course, water. But I assume they did it the same way ever since the feature, with that mixture of the gel and, you know, so that you can animate things on it, like ducks and boats and so on. Now this, for me, it goes on a little bit too long. I think it is funny, it's got some great moments, but Toad's sort of setting up his fishing gear. And I mean, he's so stupid. He can't reach the top here. A lot of vibrations, you know, a lot of. He's trying to show the strain. And this close-up of his feet that we see in a minute, there. See, I think those legs were specially made, and they exist in the archive, but aren't in great shape. Because I assume that was rubber latex, like the rest of the puppet itself. Certainly look very rubbery. Whereas other costumes, of course, are fabrics, and they last much better. Which is why many of the costumes still exist in fantastic condition today, because they're being looked after. But rubber latex, I don't like that penny whistle sound. I'm sorry, for me it's a bit cheap and tacky. That, not the Wind in the Willows. That for me, it's too. Yeah. But again, look at the way it's shot though. Beautifully shot. Look at all the foliage and the lush greens everywhere, and when we see Ratty and Mole come in a moment on their boat, there's some lovely shots there. Now the music, I've said before in Series 5, all the music in it is new, original, as in all these themes we haven't heard before in the other 4 series. So they did treat it like a whole new series with obviously enough of a feel to it to make it feel like it's basically a continuation.
Are you all right, Toad? Oh yeah, I do this all the time, you know. Of course I'm not all right. Isn't Badger giving you a lesson? Badger? What did he know? that I do. Well, where shall I start? What? Nothing.
Batty being sarcastic again. Where shall I start?
What were you doing standing on the basket? I was.
So again,
You'll understand, Brett.
as funny as this all is, it just seems to go very slowly, and I guess that's the writing and then the delivery of it in the recording sessions, you know, and maybe some of the scripts were a certain quite short in length by this point. I think everybody was burning out a little bit, you know, from what I've heard. Perhaps Brian Truman was running out of ideas and to keep the energy up, to keep it interesting. I know certain people in the crew were very, very sick of Wind in the Willows by this point. So I think it is one of the best episodes. Or certainly at least in the middle there. It's certainly not one of the weakest.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to be heaving them out at the crack of dawn. What's time now? About 11:30.
So it has got good lines in it. 11:30. And when Toad's saying, there you are, of course I haven't started yet. So you think, well, when does he think dawn is? Midday?
Go on, Molly. We'd better leave Isaac Walton to it.
Isaac Walton.
But I think we'll stop just round the bend.
So Ratty Mole actually going to go and have a picnic and kind of spy on Toad, hide
Now for the serious
and watch him. Quite nasty really, but you know,
It is.
when Toad's just being Toad, you can't
If that doesn't get them ruined the
Can't resist, can you?
you?
I like that zoom out there, really nice. Because it's very intimate and it's great directing that. Because Toad's, he's got this big thing on the end of his finger, and then of course it's very sharp, pricks his finger, and we have to be wide to show him wave his arms about, and you know, using the spacer. So there's Toad's motorbike, which we saw a while back when I reviewed the motorbicycle. It does pop up in another episode, or the tournament as well. I reviewed that.
You're gonna ride it back home, and then we're gonna sell it, eh?
So, yeah, I just think some of the dialogue as well, you think it's a bit just basic, you know. Yeah, we're gonna ride it and then we're gonna sell it. Yeah, okay. Well, it's kind of obvious, but you know, it's just not as witty as some of the other episodes. And, you know, the use of the weasels, it's almost like just an excuse to have the weasels in there. There's no real clever scheme going on or anything. All they know is Toad's out, so they're gonna make the most, you know, of that. I guess, you know, because Badger's got so mad, they think, oh, they got a chance because Badger's not going to be around so much.
That was easy enough. Now then.
So I don't know. Me as an audience, you almost want Toad to just get on with it. You want him to fish. Just get that fishing line in there and let's see you do a bit of fishing.
Oh, well, here goes.
Just build up.
1, 2, 3.
And we still don't get that.
Oh no! Oh, drat, double drat. Oh, shut up.
Now notice the eyes there, you know, I've talked about the eyes before, but when you've got big eyes like Toad's, when you can have the lower eyelids and the, like there, all pretty much closed, or using the lower ones to show that he's really squinting or in pain or irritated. You know, there's many expressions you can get just by using the lower eyelids. I like the Chief's pose there, they're very relaxed. His legs legged up the top of the other. Yeah, beautiful animation when you think, you know, the way he got up then, which is a tricky movement to get with any type of puppet. I mean, the weasel armatures are beautifully constructed, well designed. All the rings, you know, all the way up the body to get the hip. Is that fountain again? Now, Badger, very odd animation here. I've never seen Badger move so fast. We can back at a bait and then back again. Kind of an odd movement as well. You think, well, what's he doing that for? Bit of a weird reaction. If you'd seen something in the painting, I'd understand why he did that movement back and forth. It's got some odd moments. Quite violent as well. I mean, the weasels are often violent, but You rarely see the chief quite that violent. He's almost like strangling the henchman. So yeah, quite extreme physical violence there. So here we go, we've got a chase coming there. Now some of the animation as well could be a bit faster as well. I mean, we saw Badger very fast then, but look the way the bike's going there. It's quite slowly going around the bend, and Badger's just shouting, "Come back!" I know Badger's old, but you know, you think he'd have a bit more energy than that. So that fishing line would have been anchored in under the water somewhere there. I guess that line is just cotton. I mean, it's, I don't quite know what it is. But the way it was anchored there, it was pulling, so they would have had it fixed. So that would have required quite a bit of setting up to get into that water and fix it to the bottom of the set there. I love that music though. The theme is it's the play on the Oh Mr. Toad theme, or Hero Song as it's known in the book. There's various versions of it, obviously, throughout the series. You have to say stupid a lot. I mean, stupid this, stupid that. Now, David Jason recording these lines, you know, in the script, I guess it would have said just, you know, make lots of mannerisms as if you're fishing or trying to fish and everything's going wrong, and then you sit in something and you feel pain. So.
Bicycle combination. A recent acquisition, Mr.
Now you think, you know, the henchman's kind of concerned that, you know, the Toad's recognising it, but obviously he would recognise it, so it's a bit odd. And why would they go past Toad? Maybe they got there by accident. And Toad's so stupid. So you just like those episodes where, and I've had comments, thanks for those surrounding, you know, episodes where the weasels are dressed up, and you wonder how does Toad not recognise him? How can he be that foolish? And this is kind of similar for me. Now, how does he not realise that's his bike? The two weasels, they know that they're villains, that they steal things. So yeah, it just made me wonder. Some episodes aren't that believable. So it's kind of weak in that sense, but I do love the look of it though. I think it's got some lovely photography. Shots of the line there and back at Toad. And it's got a certain energy to it now. Oh, Badger, yeah, he's moving fast now. So it's kind of exciting. You've got these two things going on at the same time. And then, of course, they collide. So what's he caught? A tyre. It's like... I like the henchman's reaction there. Of course, Fatty and Mole are blocking off the road there. Nice camera shake there. So that would have been obviously done. The actual camera would have been animated there. So that would have been done in post-production. That's actually done in camera. Lovely lip sync there. Well, lush jumpers as well. They're nice red and blue. This is where they brighten up the series a lot as well. I think these costumes appeared again for the first time in series 5, and the brief was to brighten up the series. So the characters have brighter clothes. You know, the puppets are being freshly painted. They kind of did that in series 4, but very bright sky there, I have to say. They could have made that a bit bluer. Quite funny, isn't it? Oh, that's his catch. So yeah. Sorry if it appears I didn't have a huge amount to say about that one, but I do like it. It's got some great moments, and there we go. So Andrew Lloyd Stewart's up there. Interesting to look at some of these names again. I mean, as this towards the end of the series, you've got a lot of the regular crew, but often in some of these credits you see new people pop up, and I've worked I've worked with one or two who actually said to me they were brought on right at the end of Wind in the Willows, which had been around this time, looking after either one or two of the puppets or being responsible for certain aspects of it. And Stuart Sutcliffe, of course, was one of them, and he's been involved. I know he's been involved with Micken and Saunders, and worked on many things since. And he has told us that he did these wonderful scenes of Toad writing his diary. Beautifully done, beautifully animated. And as I've said before, I particularly love this last shot here, closing the book and then just switching out the light, and we go to the logo, Cosgrove Hall. Really lovely. But he also said, of course, there were 2 Toad puppets, and he felt that one was the not so good one. The better one was the one Jackie Cockle would use. Because, of course, 2 episodes are shot at the same time, back to back. So, there we go. The Compleat Bungler. That rounds up another one from Series 5. So, it will be another 4 weeks before we get to the next one, which will be Toad in Motion. So, I look forward to that in 4 weeks' time. It will soon come around. So, once again, thank you very much for watching, and please do keep the comments coming. I'd love to hear more about that one. What do you like it? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Do you think it's one of the strongest from Series 5? Love to hear comments about Series 5 in general. What do you think? One or two people said it's actually their favourite series, which, yeah, fantastic. I can totally see why. It's certainly very bright, colourful, got some great moments in it, got a lovely feel to it overall, and everyone knew what they were doing, didn't they? Anyway, see you next week for the regular episode, which is Lord Toad, and otherwise, like I say, in 4 weeks' time. So enjoy the glorious weather that we're having now, and I'll see you soon. Cheerio then.
Intelligent Mr. Toad, encouraging